Do the internet and the World Wide Web refers to the same thing? So from this lesson, we'll dig into more about what is internet and what is the World Wide Web. Hi everyone, I'm Nimesha Paliyaguru. Welcome to Cambridge Computer Science O-Levels. So today we'll be learning about chapter 5. So the internet and its uses. So the word internet comes from interconnected network. So let's look at a small example of a network, right? So let's say there's a network in a school, right? So let's say there are different computers like this. Right? So it's all connected. So this is a wired network, right? So and let's say that there is a printer as well connected to the network, right? So this is an example of a network that is a wired network, right? So this can be a local area network. So likewise, there are lot of networks that are connected. So this connection is connected through the internet. So you can see here, right? So if you want to send data from one computer to another computer, we can, whatever the data that we send is broken down into data packets. So in our upcoming lessons, we'll be learning about what a data packet is, and data packet consists of a sender's IP, receiver's IP, and a payload as well, right? So here, the sender's data is broken down into data packets, which will be sent through different routes, right? So wherever the traffic is less, it will select routes, and then once the data packets are sent from the sender's device, once it's received to the receiver's device, it's all reassembled in proper order before we can see the data that is being sent by the sender to the receiver's end. Before going into more details about the protocols, we'll see what World Wide Web or WWW refers to. So you might have seen when you browse on the internet, in the URL, it always starts with HTTPS, www. And the rest of the URL. Right? So here, World Wide Web is a collection of web pages. Let's say now there are web pages. Let's say there is a website, right? So website consists of a lot of web pages which are linked through hyperlinks, right? So World Wide Web refers to this collection of web pages. So the World Wide Web is only a part of the internet. So I asked a question at the beginning, is the www and internet is the same? It's not the same. Actually, www or the World Wide Web is a service of the internet, right? So here is a part of the internet that users can access using web browser software. So the World Wide Web consists of massive collection of web pages and is based on the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So Hypertext Transfer Protocol is like a set of rules that are defined when we are using the World Wide Web. So here, for example, if I explain how the World Wide Web or how web pages and websites are connected. So let's say that there is a website. Let's say for example, let's say the LMS, right? So when you access the LMS, you can see a lot of units and the subject content and everything in text space, right? So when you click on that, you will be directed to the web page that consists of the videos of the recordings, right? So let's say now, for example, if we say the LMS as the home page, right? So when you log in, you will be directed to the home page and you will get a lot of lists of lessons and subtopics and all that, right? So those are also web pages under the website. So there are a lot of web pages in a website which are linked through hyperlinks. Now let's say in a home page, you have a unit. When you click on the unit, it will be linked to this web page that will consist of the unit content or videos. So likewise, a lot of web pages are connected with each other through hyperlinks. So hyperlinks can be text-based, it can be a video, it can be a picture. When you click on it, you will be directed to another web page, right? So here, every web page has a URL. So that's how we identify a web page on the internet, through the URL. Right? Now we said in the beginning that the World Wide Web or the WWW and the internet are two different things, right? So let's look at the differences in more depth. So in internet, users can send and receive emails. So we know that there are emailing softwares like we use emailing platforms like Gmail or Outlook, right? So using the internet, we can send emails, and also we receive emails via the internet, right? And also it allows online chatting. Let's say in Microsoft Teams, we have a chat option, or even we have chatting softwares, right? So this is all done using the internet, like let's say WhatsApp or WeChat. So there are like lot of chatting softwares that are available, even apps. So all this is done via the internet, and makes use of transmission protocol and internet protocol. So TCP/IP is also another protocol that needs to be followed when we are using the internet. So internet uses TCP/IP. And also it's a worldwide collection of interconnected networks and devices. So as I told you, internet, the word itself, when we are defining it, we say that internet is the interconnected network, right? So it's a collection, like millions and billions of devices are connected via the internet. You might also have seen how we use internet in our daily work. Without the internet nowadays, we cannot do anything, right? So even let's say we are going to talk about IoT, Internet of Things, how internet is used to connect devices, let's say a smart home system, or a smart refrigerator, or a smart AC, how the AC can be controlled if you are even not at home, because the AC will be connected to the internet, which is also a device, and from your phone app you can switch on the AC, switch off the AC, like different things you can do. This is all done using the internet. So if you look at the World Wide Web, or WWW, it's a collection of multimedia web pages and other information on the website. As I told you, like different web pages are linked through hyperlinks. These web pages consist of different multimedias, like pictures or audios or videos or even GIF, right? So here, World Wide Web uses the HTTP or HTTPS protocol. So earlier it was just HTTP, that is the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, but now a more secured version of it is available, that is the HTTPS. So it is at the beginning of the URL as well, right? So HTTPS protocol are written using Hypertext Markup Language or HTML. So Hypertext Markup Language or HTML is a language that is used to structure a web page, right? So if you are a student who is already learning about web development, you might be familiar with HTML. So along with HTML, CSS and JavaScript are also needed to add more functionality and to beautify. Especially CSS, you can beautify the web page, right? So basically HTML is a language that is used to define a web page, right? So even when you look, when you search for something and when you can see the output on the browser, it's all done via HTML, CSS and many other technologies, right? So but the basic is the HTML. So World Wide Web here, the HTTP protocols are written using HTML. So URL or Uniform Resource Locators are used to specify the location of the web page. So as I told you, we'll be learning about URLs in depth in the upcoming slides, right? So URL is how you identify the web page on the internet. So we know that there are millions or billions of web pages on the internet. We can identify each web page using the URL. So web resources are accessed by the web browser. Web browser is an application software without which we cannot access the internet, right? So let's say you log into the computer. When you want to search something on the internet, you would open a web browser and search for it. Let's say, for example, Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome or Opera, right? And Microsoft Edge. So those are some examples for web browsers without which we cannot access the internet. So some of the students I have seen that they might think that Google Chrome and Google are the same thing. I mean, Google Chrome is the web browser, Google is the search engine. So when you open the web browser, you have a search engine, which is the Google, which can be used to search or browse the internet, right? So here uses the internet to access information from web servers. So that is also another function of the World Wide Web. So let's see what a URL consists of and the format of the URL. So we know that there's a protocol and also the website address, path, file name. So the protocol can be either HTTP or HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, S refers to a more secured version of the HTTP. So when you even, let's say you get a link to something, right? So when you look at the URL, you can see whether it's a safe link to click or not, right? So HTTPS is much of a more secured version. Even when you look at the link, you can click on it because it's more secure than HTTP. So then we have here the domain host, that is the www, World Wide Web, and also the domain name, that means the name of the website. So here we can see example, right? So HTTPS is the protocol, www is the domain host, and Hodder Education is the domain name. And here we have either .co, so that's the domain type, .co, .org, .net, .gov are some examples, right? So org means organization, net or government, likewise are examples of domain type. And then sometimes some URL consists of the country code as well. Country code for Sri Lanka is lk.lk, .uk for United Kingdom, likewise we have DE, CY for different countries, we have the country code as well. So the path is the web page or the path to the web page, right? But is often omitted, and it then becomes the root directory of the website. So here there is an example here, ICT is the file name. So the file name is the item on the web page, that is ICT. So it can be, if it is a PDF, it can be ICT.pdf, or likewise the file path can be assigned as well as the file name. Okay, so you heard HTTP, HTTPS, right? So I even explained what it means. Let's see what HTTP and HTTPS in more details. So Hypertext Transfer Protocol is a set of rules that must be obeyed when transferring files across the internet. When some form of security, for example SSL or TLS, those are some security measures taken, right, is used, then this changes to HTTPS. So sometimes you might have seen on the browser also with a padlock, with HTTP, a padlock, green color padlock can be seen, right? So the S stands for secure, and it indicates a more secure way of searching and receiving data across network, right? So the internet. So if you get a link URL that says HTTPS, it is more secure than HTTP. Okay, so let's see how the retrieval and the location of web pages happen, right? So how when we search for a URL, how in the sense now a browser who is accessing the web, right? So we'll open the web browser and type the, let's say I want to search about computer science, Cambridge O-levels, right? So I will type a text. So whatever the web pages that have the content about what I'm searching for is identified through the keywords that I'm typing, right? So how it is being allocated and how it is being retrieved on the user's screen, we will discuss about that in depth, the retrieval and the location of web pages. So HTML is a language used to display content on browsers. All websites are written in HTML and hosted on the web server that has its own IP address. So IP addresses are used to allocate the specific web page. So to retrieve the pages from a website, your browser needs to know this IP address. The domain name server, or the DNS, is also known as the domain name system, is a system for finding IP addresses for a domain name given in a URL. URLs and domain name servers eliminate the need for a user to memorize IP addresses.